morning and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. All right, it's a sad morning in this part of Louisiana because a local factory has closed down. Bayou Steel Group abruptly closed yesterday, putting over 350 people out of work suddenly and without any warning, any notice. So there's the big uproar right now. No severance pay, no nothing. Okay. Barton and our Democratic governor blamed it on tariffs. Well, hey, what did they say? Never miss an opportunity to score political points. Okay. Premium American whiskey, a blend. Barton is the old one from 1949. All right. Been on the market that long, 70 years. It's 80% grain neutral spirits, 20% straight whiskeys. Oh, wow. It's aged at least 4 years. Now, Barton is a line of whiskey, a line of liquor. Gin, there's Barton Gin, brandy, rum, silver, and gold, and spiced, I think. And more and more stuff. So it's an old company that Sazerac bought 10 years ago. Barton Distilling, and all their facilities and their brand names. And they have the Barton 1792 in Louisiana. I went to the Barton 1792 distillery, and that's the high grade whiskey. This is a low grade. Okay, so it was interesting. And they said on the tour they don't know why they call it Barton. And the lady said that wasn't the people that owned it. That wasn't their names. And it wasn't the founder or anything. So she said people often ask, why is it called Barton? And she said, we actually just don't know. Gran Legacy, why is it called Gran Legacy? Yeah, I don't know. American blend. Oh, it's blended whiskey with natural flavors. Oh, wee. And that's common because most American blended whiskeys have natural flavors like sherry, blending sherry. So I know you're thinking, wow, you could have this with turtle soup since it's got blending sherry in it. Yeah. Yeah. All right. They're both from Sazerac. Now, this one just says bottled. Says it, yeah, bottled by the Legacy, the Legacy Distilling Company, Louisville, Kentucky. Yeah, sure, Legacy Distilling Company. It's Sazerac, man. Don't even think. Hold on, I'll be right back. Don't even think about going to court. Don't even think about going to court because companies are allowed to have assumed names for their distilling company. Breweries too. So it's a waste of your time to try to do that and say, oh, I got tricked. I bought this beer and it said Blue Moon Brewing Company. And I found out later it's part of Coors. I know Blue Moon is Coors, okay? Just like Miller Brewing Company. That company hasn't been an independent company since 1970. It was bought out by R.J. Reynolds. Oh, I'm sorry. Philip Morris. Philip Morris was a subsidiary. And then they cut loose 3 years ago. Oh, it's poured too much of the Barton. Hey, you know that Barton is darker than I had believed. Are they allowed to add caramel color to blended whiskey? Yes, in fact, they are. And they do. If you age whiskey in a used barrel, and there's a good video on whiskey.com. People say, I was doing a video with some people the other night. He said, I hope you don't mind me plugging this channel. I said, I don't mind you plugging anybody's channel. I'm not jealous for that, okay? This channel here is not about chasing subscribers or getting views or, you know what I'm saying? All of that. I mean, it's nice. It's nice. You say, oh, you got 10,000 subscribers, 10,500, whatever. Yeah, but how many of those actually watch? You know, it's. I know somebody's got what 30,000 subscribers, guys, but he may not have that many views. So it's not all about that. It ain't all about it. It's just having fun, trying the different whiskeys, the rums, the beers, and then you comment. I like reading the comments. Now my responses aren't always too elaborate, but that's the way I talk in real life. See, so somebody said one time, you just give quick responses like, oh, I've had that before. Well, I mean, that's the way I speak in real life. I just say, oh, I've had that before, you know. Do you hear what I'm saying? The way I write is the way I talk. I'm not putting on a show. This is not a show. It's a show in the sense that you're watching it, but it's not contrived. It's not like staged. That's the word, staged. You say you eat Vienna sausage with beer. No, I know that's what I normally do. It's that level. So anyway, oh yeah, man, these are the same color. Poured too much. I think I'm gonna have to pour some back in. I need to drink this much in the morning. Mary in the morning. Okay, I mean I could, you know what I mean? I could handle it. I'm like Animal Mother in Full Metal Jacket. I can hack it. I can hack it just like he did. But that may not be a good example. Truthfully, I could hack it. I just don't want to hack it because I got this strawberry beer to review later, which was for the summer, but that's all right. It's probably not old. And then I got to do oh yeah, I got to do a solo review of a Canadian whiskey coming up. Oh, some people have been waiting for that for a couple of years. They ask me, when are you going to do blank? I don't want to say it. I don't want to ruin the surprise. I bought that thing about 3 years ago. Yeah. So this is it for blended for now. American blended, you know what I'm saying? We got Canadian blended coming up. Maxwell, hi, Ron. Hello to you, Maxwell, in the Russian Federation. Craig Swenson says, hello, hello, hello back to you. All right, so the where can you buy the Gran Legacy? You can go to any store as long as it's CVS Pharmacy. Yes, pharmacies sell liquor in Louisiana. Walgreens has a liquor department, which is part of the camera, the photo developing department. But you can get, it's a small selection, but they got it. Hennessy, Jack Daniels, Crown Royal, the typical ones. So this is caramel color, amber. CVS Pharmacy has liquor here. Now at Walgreens, it's behind the counter. Guess they don't want. Their wine is not, their beer is not, but the liquor is. They're the same color caramel. CVS, they have an aisle, just liquor. All kind of bottles, Gas stations here have liquor. I was at Circle K yesterday on Louisiana Highway 3188 because I was getting low on Keystone. They still have the sale. Yeah, $7.99 for a 15-pack. I said, I'll take 2 15-packs. And they got liquor, on the shelf. They got liquor on the shelf. They got liquor behind the counter, the little bottles. Guess that'd be too easy to swipe because you got good-for-nothing criminals in this world. I can't stand a thief, Don't even ask me what I think about violent criminals because you would find out I would have a very ruthless regard for them. But I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not even going to mention it. My absolutely ruthless regard for violent criminals. I'm not bringing that up. No way. If you'll start thinking, what kind of person is he? He doesn't like violent criminals. So I'm not going to talk about it. Um, can't stand litter bugs. That's why they have garbage cans, man. Throw it in the trash. You say, oh no, I thought I was watching a taste challenge for whiskey, and now I got to hear about ecology. Some old retread hippie from 1971. That's right. When I was 3 years old, I was learning about not littering, and I'm learning about it now. I'm preaching about it now. In 1971, 3 years old, I said, why are people littering? Why can't they use a garbage can? What's wrong with people? And I still have that mindset today. I want the world to be clean. You want it to be dirty because you're dirty. Gus Chicken says, walking to Fenway Park for work, last day of the year. Weird with no playoffs, spoiled in Boston. Yeah, that's too bad. No one saw that coming. Still had a winning record, but that won't save you. Because it didn't save Joe Madden. Oh, man. But a lot of teams have that playoff hangover, that World Series hangover, that Super Bowl hangover. It's hard to repeat. It's just, you got it. So then you start losing a little bit of fervor. And they had the same people, same talent, but that's the way it goes sometimes. But anyway, Boston, your good buddies, the New York Yankees, made it. They had the second best record in the American League. So your good friends, the New York Yankees, y'all could root for them. So Boston Red Sox fans, just root for the Yankees, and then you could be part of the playoffs. Do I think I'll be able to tell these apart? Maybe, because I think the Barton has more sourdough presence from the sour mash. I think they're using sour mash whiskey. What do I base that on? No real evidence, just thinking that because of experience with very old Barton straight bourbon whiskey, VOB. I bought that in Kentucky. It's surely not sold in Louisiana, darling. But I don't know. I just get that feeling. I'm like Paul McCartney. A feeling down inside. Oh, yeah. Smells good, though. Like you say, that stuff's so cheap. What did you, I had people, they make comments. This is their tone. They make comments. What did you pay for that? $5.99 plus tax at Smoker Friendly on US Highway 60 westbound at the intersection of US Highway 127 in Frankfort, Kentucky in 2017. See, I can remember things. Remember that. I've tried to tell some of these people on social media that. I said, I don't forget. I'm like an elephant, I'm like rock and roll. I'm like rock and roll, man. Rock and roll never forgets, and I don't either. So watch what you say. You said I was bringing heat on you. Andy Stone said I was bringing heat on you. All right. It's pungent. It does. Okay, and the Gran Legacy was $10.99 for the big, huge bottle. So it's even cheaper per ounce than the Barton. So can you get liquor cheaper than these too? It's possible, but it isn't too likely. This is about as cheap as they come. All right. You want cheap? You got it. And these are the two ones to get. I didn't say good. I said cheap. But it smells pretty good. Pungent, sourdough bagel, cornbread. Well, what do you think this is made out of? Guess what? You got it. Government subsidized grain, also known as corn, yellow corn, maize. That's what it is. Do I support the government subsidizing corn? No. Did I ever say I supported corporate welfare? When did I ever say that? Can you show me any instance where I ever said that? If you can, I will pay you money. Oh, doesn't smell like that. This smells like rock candy. Almost like root beer candy. That hard. I know it doesn't, but see, that's making me think it's that natural flavor and that caramel. I'm going to tell you something. I preach a lot. Preach. No. But let me tell you something. And I'm serious right now. As a comedian, in all seriousness, no, I'm serious. Like truly, genuinely, nearly perfectly serious. without almost any qualification. Here's what I got to tell you right now. Listen here, internet. I forgot what I was going to say. All right. Anyway, rock candy. Yeah. Think. I think the flavorings add to the aroma, and it's like a rock candy. Big top candy mountain. Something. I don't know. And this has got that pungent corn liquor smell. Not grain neutral spirits. It's got no melon, honeydew melon, weird Heaven Hill blended whiskey weirdness, strangeness. It's just pungent, and it's like sour. It reminds me a little bit of ancient age. You say, well, that's sour mash whiskey. I know. And that's what I'm feeling right now. I know already on the aroma. I'm going to tell you right now. I want to tell you this. I think this is the Barton. And I think this is the Gran Legacy. But I haven't even tasted it. And it's a taste challenge. But let's just remember, like I say, rock and roll never forgets. So don't forget, this must be the Barton. And I know I'm right, unless I'm wrong. All right. So here we go. At this very moment, at this time of the morning, I will taste the whiskey here and now. That's no Jack Daniels. That's well, honestly, I am tasting some of that grain neutral spirits. I know what you're going to say. How can you taste it, idiot? Don't say idiot. You shouldn't call people that. How can you taste it, dumb? You shouldn't say that either. If it's neutral, it has no flavor, no aroma. Well, it's designed not to have any, but it does a little bit. Some of these neutral things are not as neutral as you may first believe. And there's a little melon in it. Oh, no, it's not even Heaven Hill. It's very watery, like, I don't know what they're doing. They're taking a 190 proof, what they call diesel. That's an actual brand. You can buy it. I don't know why you would, but you could. And they watering it down with tap water to 40% alcohol. I know that. They told me that at the distillery. That's what they do. Simple. All right. Then they add 20%. 20% of the volume is straight whiskey. What is it? Their finest whiskey was this Pappy Van Winkle, 18-year age. Right, that's what they're doing. They're adding Pappy Van Winkle, 18-year age, to a $5.99 bottle of whiskey. You know it's not that. It's the cheapest straight bourbon they make, which is McAfee's old number 8, ancient age, very old Barton, something like that. They're putting it in an aging tank or a barrel. That's what it is, a barrel, not beer. We're not talking about beer. They put it in a barrel, which is used. Those barrels might be 75 years old. Been using them since the Berlin airlift, and they age them for 4 years, and that's what you get. You say, well, it'd be so faint, because they showed that on that whiskey.com thing. I was talking about that earlier. You take a new barrel, it sucks up all the color the first run. So then the second run is so faint yellow, be watered down like that King Square. That obviously is not colored. So they, people don't want to buy that. They say, oh, it's so faint. They add caramel color to it. Oh, look at the rich chestnut. See how it works? All right. Does it add flavor? No, I don't believe so. Now, does the company add flavor? Well, yeah, but the caramel color isn't the part that adds the flavor. Well, that's a deep subject. Well, you can very clearly taste the rock candy, even the root beer. I'm telling you, root beer extract. Yeah, maybe that's what they're using. It's probably oak extract. That's a thing. That's a real thing. You can buy it on the internet. You know, sometimes when you want to buy oak extract, um, which at least Triple Crown whiskey admits they added. Can you taste? Can you taste blending sherry? Nah, you're not gonna taste that because it's so blended. Get it? The blended, and it's all melded together. But it gives you that whiskey taste. It's sort of like a mimic. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to mimic quality bourbon, like straight bourbon. It doesn't really work, but it is not designed for people that are going to sit down on a computer and do taste challenges and talk about all the different complexities and all that. You know what it's, we've talked about this before, or I've talked about it, but you've listened. But you know what it's designed for? They go to the liquor store here at 6 in the morning. You can't buy any alcohol in this town, this parish, between 2 in the morning and 6 in the morning, because they said people would get drunk and they had fights a lot. So all the bars have to shut down at 2 in the morning. They used to be open all night. They can't open until 6. But if you go to racetrack exactly 6, they're gonna start selling liquor. So you say people getting off of work at Bayou, well, not Bayou Steel now. What a terrible. I was shook up by that this morning. But at DuPont, Nalco, Shell Chemicals, Shell Oil, Air Liquide, pick your chemical plant, pick your chemical. You know what I'm saying? And they'll stop. Because their nighttime is their daytime and their daytime is nighttime a lot of times. So they'll stop at a racetrack. They may not have Barton, but they'll have Heaven Hill. They'll buy a bottle and they'll go mix it with Coca-Cola and drink it while they're watching Tom and Jerry or something, while they're trying to wind down for work. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to sit there and analyze it. They're not. So how do these work as just a basic mixing with Coca-Cola or Sprite? You say, what if they mix it with a Ocean Spray cranberry cocktail? Any of that, it doesn't matter. Chilled, you know. It does whatever they want to mix it with. Somebody was telling me they had a grandmother, somebody mixed whiskey with milk. Seems strange to me, but if she liked it, but that doesn't matter. So, and then they're watching the show and it just calms them down and they go to sleep. Try to sleep during the day. It's difficult. It works perfect for that. That's why these things sell. You go to any of these liquor stores, they have the cheap blended whiskeys, Canadian, Scotch. Sometimes Scotch would be cheap. I told y'all I bought a bottle of Scotch for $5.99. True story. $5.99. Yeah. How's it going to taste? Well, I'm sure it's not going to be world class. And they drink it. Look at the vodka. What? Everywhere you go, they got. What's that vodka brand that everybody has and it's so cheap? I saw it yesterday. I said, I almost tempted. I don't even like vodka, but I was tempted to try it. That's what they do. They mix it with a drink. Mix it with Delaware punch. Doesn't matter. You drink. It works perfect for that. These are perfect for that. Perfect. Perfect. Perfecto. Skull, that's the vodka, because I got the rum. I got the Skull Dry White and the Skull Golden rum. Well, that's pretty good stuff, actually. To me, you might hate it, but I don't know. I like it. Now, I've heard chatter, Skull, that's the worst vodka in the world. It must not be too bad. I mean, how would every store have it? And I mean copious amounts. Would I ever buy these again? Are you crazy? I mean, I wouldn't buy them on purpose. You know, I bought them for taste challenges and to try and just to make a video. I wouldn't buy this to drink. I don't actually even buy whiskey. I don't even buy liquor to drink. Now you say, yeah, but you drink it every day. I know to do the videos and the taste challenges and all that. If I didn't do that, I would never drink it. I just wouldn't. I'm just telling you the truth. I mean, I might once a week, maybe. But I'm not really devoted to it. I'm devoted to the hobby of it's interesting to taste them and compare and contrast them and all of that. But that whole whiskey drinking, and I see people do these hangouts all night. Oh, I was drunk. That's what they talk about every morning. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna feel bad today. No, I was like, that's not me. I watch. I'm in the hangouts, but I don't really participate. I just kind of watch what they're saying, and I'm thinking, oh no. I don't see how they can handle it. It's all they do is hang out all night long, drink and drink and drink. Not me. I'd be gone quick. You'd say, why? You get down in the dumps, you quit the internet? No, I mean, I'd probably die. I wouldn't be around. I wouldn't be alive, man. All right. I guess the Gran Legacy is better. It is better. Is it good? It's marginally good. At your A- range. Oh, what am I saying? B- range. 80 out of 100. You say that cheap? It's that cheap. A $10.99 huge bottle, and you're still giving it an 80. Yeah, I am giving it an 80 because even the low grade stuff in America is still not. It's still good. It has some attributes, some quality, some worthwhile characteristics. But then you have to take this into context. 80 is not that good relative to what you can get. Because if all the cheap stuff's congregating down at 80, 81, 82, you could pay $30, $40 a bottle and get some really good stuff that'd be 95, 96, 97, 98. So you don't have to be just at the bottom of the shelf saying, look, at least I'm at an 80, at least I'm at an 80. Yeah, but why do you want to always be there? You could live a little and be at 95, 96 and have some really good stuff with real good character, not marginally good character. But I'm dealing with this. Okay, so, that's it. I'm dealing with it. It's like beer. Most beer I review is B, A, A-, B+, A. And people will criticize, oh, you have a give. I said, well, that's what it is. Most beer you try is good. Not great. Good. Can you get some real dogs, some really bad stuff? Yeah, you can, but it's not common. It's not common. It's, Camo. I found that in Detroit, Michigan. Well, I don't go running to Detroit too often. And that's not a popular brand. That's hobo beer. You know what I'm saying? I know that from Jump Street. All right. Anyway, this is the Barton. What I recommend, I'm not going to recommend either one of these. It's all about what you want to experiment with. You're not talking about a big layout. You can get the little bottles too, so you could put very little money down, try it, and if you don't like it, that's it. You don't like it. Very low payout. So the risk level is low. You're not taking any kind of risk. Not talking about for a little sample bottle, you're talking about the price of a Whopper sandwich or less. So Barton loses, but it doesn't lose by much. It loses a little bit. It loses in price. The Gran Legacy is much cheaper. Even at $5.99 a bottle, the Barton can't beat the Gran Legacy price. Can you believe that? All right. So I know I have Canadians that watch this channel sometimes and they can't get over it. They'd be like, how can you get liquor so cheap? It's craziness. I say, I don't know. It's just cheap here. Get a huge bottle, jug bottle, 1,750 milliliters for $9.96. Whiskey, Canadian blended whiskey, $9.96. Got a big glass bottle with a cork for $9.99. That's the reality. Okay, so this is Barton. Yeah, baby. I got it right. I did it. Look, I'm feeling good because when I first started doing the taste challenges with the Gran Legacy, you might have watched, I was getting it wrong so much. I couldn't tell it apart. But I wasn't used to it. Now, in my memory banks, I'm remembering, oh, that is some ethanol right there. I just had a lot of corn up. Oh no, that tastes like corn. Oh God, that was. I know that this tastes like rock candy, and it has a little caramel candy taste, and it has that Coca-Cola extract. No, root beer. I'm sorry, root beer extract. So that's what I have to remember in months ahead when I do some other blended whiskey taste challenges like that Kentucky Bow. You ought to see that bottle. You would laugh your head off. Kentucky Bow. Well, get ready because it's coming. Bellows and all that stuff. But I think I'll be able to remember because of the caramel, the rock candy, and the root beer extract. Oh, you can smell it now in the nose. But you got to do the taste challenges. That's what I was saying earlier when I forgot my train of thought. You got to do the taste challenges. If you drink something on its own merits, it doesn't present characteristics and notes that you will get when you compare it with another one. I don't know why that is. I'm not a scientist. But you drink something in isolation, it tastes, oh, it's this and that, and you go on about it. Then you put it in taste challenges, it'll bring out things you never tasted, and a lot of times negative things. So I would say do the taste challenges. I was talking to Eric, a Lions fan, and he did a taste challenge with Mickey's fine malt liquor and Mickey's ice. It's fine. He did them, but he was looking at them, and he knew which one was which. It's not a blind taste test, just a taste test. And I told him, I said, do you think you would ever do blind taste challenges? No, he said, no, I don't see the value in it. But I think there's a lot of value in it because you want to eliminate as many variables as possible. And a very bad variable is knowing what you're trying. There could be an inculcated bias that the tester is not even aware of. So you want to eliminate variables. And a double blind taste test is one of the best ways to eliminate any sort of bias. So I think his taste challenge, and I've done taste challenges that weren't blind. They weren't blind taste tests. So are they as valid as double blind taste? No, I don't think they are as valid. No, I don't. If I got another can of Colt 45 double malt liquor, I would absolutely do a double blind taste test. There is no question. But I wasn't going to harp on it with him. He said no, he didn't see the value in it, and that was it. But I told him, I still left a message. I said, well, it eliminates variables, bias, whatever. And I want to do that. So I'm going to remember this. Barton, I'm not saying it's worth buying, but there's a lot worse things you can get for $10.99, and look how much you can experiment with. Now, I know some people say, you mean look how much you'd be stuck with. Okay. Point taken. Get ready, because that's it for American blended whiskey for many months. And we got Canadian blended whiskey coming up. After that, Scotch, blended Scotch whiskey. And I'm extremely curious about that one. And then we'll go to straight bourbon. And I'm very excited. I have so many exciting straight bourbon whiskeys to bring to you. I mean, it's so exciting. And then we'll be back to blended American. We just make that circle. We just circle around and around and around and around and around in an never-ending rotation. Thanks for watching this video production.